Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to check the FuriousFPV Smart Power Case V2. In this video I'm going to go over its features and point out the differences between the older version, which I've previously reviewed, and the new one. Inside its bag, along with the power case, you can find the user manual and also this adapter that will enable you to balance charge the 18650 lithium-ion batteries, which are not included and you will need to obtain separately. The battery compartment is located behind this removable door, so you can easily swap the batteries, and unlike the previous version, now it's not secured with screws. Now here is a quick tip regarding 18650 lithium-ion batteries. You should be careful when getting them because there are plenty of fake batteries around, and when I say fake, I mean that the declared capacity is just false. For example, the declared capacity of this battery is 3800 mAh, and the declared capacity of this one is even higher and it's 4200 mAh, and this is just false. Let me just weigh it up, and as you can see, the weight of this battery is just over 24 grams and the weight of this 4200 mAh is 29 grams, so its capacity is just a little bit higher probably. But if you compare it to this original Sony 1800 mAh lithium-ion battery, which I took out of an old laptop, you can see that the weight of this battery is 42.3 grams, and this is about the right weight of an 18650 lithium battery cell. You can see this one is also about 42 grams. So these batteries are just garbage and I don't recommend getting them. So don't fall for false advertise, and I'm going to put some links to good lithium-ion batteries in the description box down below. In addition, you should also note that the Smart Power Case supports only unprotected lithium-ion cells, since the protected ones, which feature a built-in circuit that prevents overcharging and over-discharging the batteries, are just too long and not going to fit. After placing two batteries inside, you can check the battery status by shoulder pressing this button over here, so you can see the voltage of each cell, the total voltage, and if you're not going to do anything, it's going to shut down itself after 2 seconds. If you're going to shoulder press this button again, you're going to enter the settings menu where you can toggle between the options by long pressing this button. First of all, you can set the low voltage alarm, so you can set it between 2.5 volts all the way up to 3.8 volts at 0.1 increments, and if you'd like, you can also turn it off. If you want to select an option, just make sure it's selected and then shoulder press the button where exit is shown. Next, you can enable or disable high voltage mode. By default, it's set to off, but if you're going to use high voltage packs, you can turn it on by selecting enable, and then it's going to be set to 8.7 volts. Next, you can set the maximum current, so you can set it between 0.6 amperes all the way up to 2 amperes. Next, you can set a timer alarm, which is going to go off after either 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, or 120 minutes passed and the case is still connected. And the purpose of this alarm is to remind you that it's still connected, and for example, if you left your goggles connected inside the bag, it's going to alarm you that it's still connected. You can also turn it off if you don't want to use this feature. Next, you can set the call sign, which is by default set to FuriousFPV, and it's a little bit tricky to set it, but of course you're probably going to do it only once if you choose to change it at all. Next, you can set the cutoff voltage, so if the voltage value of any of the cells is going to go below this value, the case is just going to shut down, and this is going to help you to protect your batteries. You can set it between 2 volts all the way up to 3 volts in 0.1 volts increments, and if you'd like, you can also turn it off. I don't recommend you to turn it off, and I recommend to set it to 2.5 volts because it's going to prevent you from over discharging your batteries. Next, you can set the units of the built-in thermometer, so you can set it either to degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit. And finally, you can exit the menu. In order to turn on the Smart Power Case, you will need to shoulder press this button, and then you will need to long press it. Then over here, you can find the voltage of each cell. Over here, you can find a timer. Over here, the total milliampere that were used, and also you can find the current. Over here, the total voltage of the two cells together, and over here you can find the call sign and the temperature. So the new menu is a little bit different than the older one, where you can find only the voltage of both cells together. In order to turn off the smart battery case, you will need to short press this button and then long press it again until the screen is going to be turned off. Another difference between the version 2 and the previous version, which is probably the most important difference, is that the version 2 has a built-in voltage regulator, so the output voltage is 7.91 volts, no matter what is the voltage of the cells. So even if each of the cells is going to be at 3 volts, the output voltage is still going to be 7.91 volts. And this feature is important because when the battery voltage gets low, at around 7 volts, your Fatshark goggles are going to start beeping, and this feature is going to prevent it and will help you to get the most out of your batteries. In terms of pricing, the version 2 is going to cost just like the version 1, $30, and overall this is a pretty nice upgrade if you have a Fatshark goggles, because then this is going to replace your on and off switch, and it's also going to provide short protection. So for example, you can see that now I'm going to short the circuit, and you can see over here the short circuit error, and then the smart case was turned off. The dimensions of both versions are identical, so the smart case V2 is compatible with every Fatshark goggles. In addition, FuriousFPV are also going to release a smart power case which is compatible with the Ishin EV200D goggles, and in this version the balance plug is going to be removed and the DC plug is going to be extended. The main downside of the smart power case is that in terms of dimensions it is bulkier than the standard Fatshark battery, and in order to solve this problem, FuriousFPV came out with this accessory which is sold separately. So this is an extension cable, its total length is 1 meter, and it will allow you to put the battery case on the side or in your pocket, and then you can simply plug the other end to your goggles. So I think that I pretty much covered all the new aspects and features of the Smart Power Case V2. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell if you're not already subscribed. See you on my next videos, and goodbye.